Welcome back to the Comstock Clan. Today we got a healthy Costco haul for you.
If you're new here, you might not know that right now our family is working on looking at all of the different ways that we were wasting time and money on food and trying to get better at some of those food habits in our family. We did things a little bit different this time. I'm excited to kind of see how we continue to progress through the months, however long this takes. But I just wanted to share with you some of the ways that we did things a little bit different this round of monthly grocery shopping. When I started my grocery shopping process this week for our monthly haul here, I did things a little bit different than what we have been doing. First off, I started with our grocery inventory sheet, and I went through and I started by highlighting all of the items that we buy just from Costco in pink, that we buy weekly, and then in yellow, as you can see, that we buy monthly. I then went through, and in this first column, I used it to write down about how much I thought we used for a week on the pink items and in a month for the yellow items. And then I handed it off to my wonderful daughter, and she went and took an inventory for me. And the thing that was great about this is right now, our food, pantry, kitchen, refrigerators, food storage in the basement is all a complete disaster. And it's so stressful for me to go and deal with that situation. And we're going to be having a quick fix to work with that on Friday, but until then I had Harvard go deal with it. And she wrote down an inventory of what we had of everything. What do you think of the process?
I actually really like doing the inventory and using it.
Yeah?
It would be way better once it's tidy. I will love to do that and that be my job.
Yes, and there were a few things that you missed because of, well, actually, your dad realized that there was one freezer that we forgot to mention had some of our stuff in it. It's Mimi and Papa's freezer. So we had some more stuff than what you wrote down. But we caught it before we did finalize the order, so that was good. So she went through, wrote down all that, and this is a great way to get your kids involved in this process, especially early on. And I know that you might want to be in charge, but this, like, once we get everything tidy, this might even be something that we pass off down to some of the younger, not young, but like a little bit younger, like Grayson or Asher can learn how to do it, because our goal is for you guys to be able to leave the home when you are adults and to be able to know how to do all of this stuff. Except for when you leave home and it's just you or just you and your spouse. You're going to be like, there's not enough food, and there's going to be plenty of food because it's just for two people.
That'll be so weird.
So from there, I went through and I was able to look at how much we have, how much I think we need in a week or a month, and just very quickly look at the numbers and say, this is how much I'm going to order, this is how much I'm going to order. And this is what I use that third column for, to write down how much I was going to order. And then rather than going to the grocery store, I went on to Costco.com and went to their same day delivery, placed my order, and it was super easy. I didn't have to think about it. I didn't have to ask Kevin 100 times what we had on hand, what we don't have, what we need. I think it went way better. And one of the things that I really appreciate is the fact that there are a number of items on here that I put a 0 on. And it was because I felt like we had enough based off of what we had on hand, what we normally use. Now, I am trying to build up our stock. I'm trying to get it to 6 months in everything that we buy from Costco. But I'm not going to do it all at once. And so what I could do is not buy some of the things that I normally would have, but then like get a couple extra bacon and get a couple extra other things. What did I got? I got an extra salmon. I got extra bacon.
Tortillas?
I got a couple extra diced tomatoes. Stock up on the things that I really wanted to make sure that A, we got to that 6 month supply quick, or B, that we didn't even have a full month worth. This time around, I didn't have to start with a grocery list from scratch. I didn't have to bear with the disaster of a pantry thanks to Harbor. I knew exactly what I was buying when I went to go shopping, and I was able to save money by not buying the things that we didn't need and put that towards extra items to help build up our stock where we wanted.
Awesome.
All right, so let's get into the haul. All right, we're gonna start back here with what's hiding. We have a bag of wild bird food. We have a bag of dog food and another bag of dog food and a bag of cat food. We actually went to go stock up on dog and cat food the other day in person at Costco, and they had a 1 bag limit. And we were really bummed because we let our pet food stock get way too low. And so now I kind of feel like I have to place an Instacart order on a daily basis to catch up with our dog food stock. We also have over here a 50-pound bag of sugar. This is not the sugar that we buy for consumption, although if there were ever any sort of emergency type thing, it's a great thing to have on hand. But we use this to feed our bees, and it's that time of year, and so I'll probably be ordering more than what we need so that we can have a stock of this, A, to feed the bees through the year, and then B, because it's one of those things where with all of the ups and downs and uncertainty in society that we live in, sugar is always a good thing to have. We have 4 bags of tortilla chips. Now, normally we only go through about 2 bags in a month, but I noticed that we only had 3 bags?
2 bags.
2 bags. I wanted to get a couple extra of these to kind of work our way towards that 6 month a little more. These almond flour crackers are delicious. I'm still a little sick of them. Are you sick of them?
I didn't get them a lot, as much as you did, so I'm not
No,
super
you're
sick
good.
of them. No.
So I honestly was going to only buy 1 of these because we do have quite a few downstairs, but they were on sale, so
Stock up.
I went with the 2. We also have graham crackers. Not something that we eat often and not something that I love, but when we do s'mores, it's just so easy to grab these and do s'mores with them.
See, that's where I say I want to figure out.
As opposed to getting like the healthy natural ones from the health food store. So I just do that. We also have the 4 packs of diced tomatoes. Again, another one of those things that, number one, we only usually go through about 2 boxes, and we're kind of getting into that season where we're going to be using them less with it being spring, summer, and whatnot. This is more for stock than it is for the month. We also have a box of Triscuits. This is another one of those things we go through normally like 1 a month, so this is just to kind of keep our supply at what it is. We also have, I have not bought this in a really long time. We have only been doing either brown rice
or
cassava or einkorn. I stopped buying this, but this is one of those things that when we go through and do a little bit of tidying in the storage room, my plan is to kind of hide these. They're not really to use. They're more to have on hand if necessary. Emergency food, yes. So then we also have the pasta sauce. I am hoping that this year I'm going to do a lot more Roma tomatoes in the garden, and I'm hoping to can some of our own pasta sauce with our tomatoes. But for now, we're just buying it and trying to keep a decent amount on hand. We have 2 bags of frozen blueberries and 2 bags of the triple berry blend. We also do frozen strawberries, but we had a lot of them. I think we actually have 5 bags of frozen strawberries. So
I didn't count any of them.
those were one of the ones that we're hiding
Yep.
in the other freezer. So we have some berries, which we will use for smoothies or making cobbler. So this is another one of those I'm gonna hide and we're not gonna use, but it's always good to have a little bit of AP flour on hand. Kevin just about, I think he almost took the whole entire table out. And this is another one of those things that I've never bought AP flour from Azure. It's kind of always been one of those things where I don't want to buy it because I don't want us to use it, but I don't know. We just had cookies and we made it with fresh ground
Soft
white wheat, and they were delicious, and I couldn't really tell the difference between the two. So.
They're just a little bit more like almost caramelized, kind of. They almost caramelized
Yeah.
while they were cooking.
Yeah. So, we've got it. We're gonna hide it. Tuna. I believe that this should put us at about a 6-month supply of tuna, which I think is perfect.
We have almost a full shelf of tuna.
That's beautiful.
Like a shelf, like a row this long.
Okay.
Oh wait.
That's beautiful. So, and we did recently move from the other tuna that they had at Costco over to this one.
The chicken of the sea. Tuna.
Yes. And I think that this one is really good.
It's better.
I'm really happy with that switch. Next we have another bottle of Tabasco. I used to be really good at keeping this in stock. Like I used to have rows of Tabasco sauce. And then Costco stopped selling Tabasco for the longest time, and I was buying it like in the little tiny bottles at Whole Foods or Natural Grocers, and I was so annoyed. And then I stopped buying it because I was just sick of the little bottles because the kids would go through them in like a setting. Just like, this is ridiculous. So Tabasco is back at Costco. I'm excited about that. I'm going to be stocking up over the next handful of weeks, and we just went with another bottle today. Hatch green chilies. This is something that we will go through a lot, and then we'll go through none. Sometimes these will sit for a really long time, and
That's what happened with
sometimes
the last one.
they will go like that. I just bought one, I think in the last monthly haul.
I think we've only used 2 out of it, so.
But it's again, it's one of those things that I think it's okay to keep because they'll last for a really long time. Next we have almond flour tortillas. We normally only do 4 in a month, which gives us enough to do 1 meal. We do 1 meal, right?
Yeah, 1 meal.
I actually got extra during our weekly haul last week because they were on sale. So I got like a month's worth last week, and I got a month and a half worth this week. I think they're like $3 off. So that's pretty significant.
And you can freeze
when you're
them.
talking about them. Yeah. So I think the sale ends on like the 11th. Maybe
So you'll place an
I'll
order
order
for-
some more with
an
some
order
dog
for-
food. Because they didn't have toilet paper either. We used Sherman toilet paper and they did not have any in stock. Next we have 5 bags of salmon. We will normally go through 1 bag per week, so 4 bags in a month. And I just got an extra one because I think we have 3, so this puts us to the point where we have at least 1 month worth.
Yep.
Now, this is, okay, storing stuff is an issue. And this is one of those things where we might actually want to start storing these like in a bin outside of the bag, because I think it's the bag that takes up a lot of the space. Because I'm going to talk about bacon in a minute, but bacon is something that we're at a 6-month supply now, but bacon is really easy to store because it's tight and compact, whereas a 6-month supply of salmon is going to be 6 times this. So it's almost like its own freezer that you have to have. And
Ridiculous.
so I'm thinking we can save. Oh, I mean, this one actually isn't even, most of them are like bubbled up. This one actually, so that can compress down to that. I think we should definitely go with bins. Or even just, they've got the Best By date right on here, on each individual package. And the Best By date is 8/25/23, so we've got a year and a half to consume it. So I think that's probably going to be one of the next things that I work on, building up our supply. Because if we have bacon and we have salmon, then the rest of the stuff is kind of not a big deal. But bacon and salmon are probably the most important.
Yes.
So we also have 2 bags of shrimp right there. We've got like 5 bags. So that one, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure how much shrimp we go through in a week. I think it varies.
I'm learning to like shrimp.
And a lot of the kids don't like shrimp, but they're trying hard.
I like the Mexican shrimp.
Okay.
Mexican one.
Okay. So I think we're going to try and eat it a little bit more, not a ton, but a little bit more. And I don't know. Then I'll know exactly how much we have on hand. We also have some of the smoked salmon. We just flake that apart and eat it with crackers and cheese, or we'll throw it on a salad. Kevin will just eat it whole. I like a carrier of some sort, usually.
Just
Crackers, cheese.
And then we also have a bag of cod here. We had some cod the other day, a few weeks ago, and the kids hated it, and Kevin didn't love it. And I was like, oh, it's delicious.
So when we have mahi-mahi, you can have a fillet of cod.
Well, no, I love the mahi-mahi.
Yeah, that was
I
good.
love-
I'm looking for
mahi-mahi.
some variety, and so I told Kevin, I'm like, please make it one more time, make it different. Let's
Beer
at
batter
least-
fried.
Sure, I don't even care. Like, just let's
I
try
like chicken.
something that they are gonna like and try and get some variety because our kids do need to eat more fish. So right here we have 2 packs of pork tenderloin. They come in these double packs. So, and there's like 2 pork tenderloin per thing. So this is 4 and 8.
Nice.
And we will go through 2 of them in
A meal.
a meal. That is all good and well, except for I'm way more excited for the pig that we have coming on Tuesday. That is going to be delicious. I miss my pasture raised pig. So, and then we have the bacon. We have 6 2-packs of bacon. And so we go through about 1 2-pack a week. So again, that's another one of those things where because we had the grocery inventory and we knew exactly what we had across the board, I was able to say, we're not going to get this, but we're going to get a couple extra of these to get us up to that 6-month supply. So then we have 2 of these cauliflower pizzas. I haven't been ordering this as often. It's one of those things that I kind of got sick of again.
We only have 1.
I'm thinking that I'm maybe at the point where I'm ready to kind of go back to a
Once a month.
more healthy eating schedule, at which point if we do ever end up ordering pizza at the last minute, or if I need something like emergency food to eat, I have this. So from there, we are going to move on to I guess here, this is non-food item, but this is still part of our monthly stuff. I've got 2 boxes of the Epsom salts.
Dr. Tito.
Yes. I love taking baths with Epsom salt, and I think that I was conditioned to this idea that like if you dump a 1/4 cup of Epsom salt in the bath, that was enough. And I have decided that is foolish.
Where is it really?
So I dump like 4 cups of Epsom salt and then 2 cups of magnesium flakes in the bath. But we do have a big bathtub, so it's way better. Like I think it actually works when you actually use enough Epsom salt. So there's an awesome price on this at Costco. Can't tell you exactly what it is, but it's very reasonable for the 12 pounds that you get. And then we do not need razor blades between Harbor and I, but they were on sale and they're like $10 off. And so whenever razor blades go on sale, if you use the Gillette razor blades, get them when they're on sale because $10 off is great. Then I got 2 packs of paper. This is we do all kinds of different sheets that we print on a weekly basis for chores and school, and we use a lot of paper still in this digital age that we live in. And yeah, the kids do like to color. So I get 2 packs of these, should last us a month just fine. I keep a decent stock of that in my office. And then we have the weekly portion of our haul. We have been getting our peppers from Azure Standard, and they are delicious. I wish that I could get them for the entire month, but they only last a couple weeks, and so we do have to fill in at this. We're 2 weeks past our Azure delivery, and then these should last us a week to 2, dependent on what we have this week. Then we have a pack of
Tomato ensemble.
the tomato ensemble. Now, and this is the one that last week it was moldy, wasn't it?
This looks
It
good.
was technically moldy because it was one from 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, this one looks good. And we've mentioned before, but just in case you're new, this is our solution to dealing with the fact that we started growing our own tomatoes last year. And once you grow your own tomatoes, the ones from the grocery store just do not taste anywhere as near as good.
So bland.
And so these are pretty good, but we're not consuming like a ton of tomatoes, so we just use these to throw into salads.
I'm excited for tomatoes.
Me too. So, and we also have 1 2-pound bag of green beans. Costco's organic green beans are
The best.
generally just what we need. They're not quite as good as fresh out of the garden, but
Store-bought,
they're already cut and they're usually in good shape and they're organic and they are the cheapest green beans that I can find anywhere. We had 1 bag, so we normally go through 2 of these in a week, and I just got 1 since we had 1. And then we also normally get Brussels sprouts, but we had 2 bags of Brussels sprouts, so I didn't need to buy those. So like, that's where like we got the bacon.
Extra bacon.
And then lastly, we've got some fruit. So I've got some of the clementines.
Nope.
No,
Mandarins.
So the mandarins are a good, again, filler. I could probably buy all of our citrus fruit from Azure and it would all be good and I wouldn't have to do this, which I probably will just buy more next week. Not next week, next month.
They have the best grapefruit.
So then we also do, we've got 2 packs of strawberries, we've got 2 packs of blueberries, and we have 2 packs of raspberries. The one thing that they did not have is blackberries, which I'm really bummed about. They're my favorite.
Yep.
But so instead of the blackberries, we got grapes, which are Kevin's favorite. They're just not as good. Normally we use the fruit with breakfast, which I don't eat, so it doesn't really matter. But we will do a mixed berry with just with breakfast in a bowl, or we've been doing some homemade yogurt now, so the berries can get thrown in with the yogurt and some granola. The grapes are more of like a lunch or a snack sort of a thing. So it's not the greatest substitute, but it'll work.
It's kind of a now kind of thing.
So I think that's all. I do not have an exact total for you, but we are working on putting together a what we buy in a month video that should be coming out in the next 2 to 4 weeks. I'm not exactly sure when it's going to be done. In May, because we're doing the entire month of April. That will include all of the pricing on everything and all of like our extra purchases and all of that. Put the grapes down. Okay, so thank you for joining us for the Costco haul. If you haven't done so, don't forget to grab the grocery inventory quick sheet. You can make your grocery shopping easier. We also have a video here where we talk about all of the different ways that you could be wasting time and money on food. Go check that out. Let us know if you want to join us in this whole process of transforming your food habits as a family.